So, Mr. G, people are always confused whether to buy a ready to move in property or under construction. What would you suggest to them?
I think it depends on what one is looking at. If you want to a particular select unit or a choice unit, you should look at under construction. Because under construction, you can really decide what floor plans you want to buy, what views do you want, vastu, non-vastu, bare shell or finished unit. These choices can be done at under construction stage. And if you want to buy RTMI, that should be primarily the case where your credibility of the developer is doubtful, the developer is new, the developer has delivered a fewer projects. In that case, it will be ready to move in properties. In other cases, you should look at an under construction property. Because RTMI also you will get far lesser units to choose from. Whatever is left at the end of the cycle.
How can a layman make big money through real estate?
It depends on how big the money is.
What if I want to double my money?
So primarily, I think in real estate, you can look at two things. See, the more amount of risks you take, the higher the reward it is. In real estate, if for a layman, I would say invest in land, or you can look at a high-end or high-quality commercial real estate. Primarily two ways.
So, what about these advertisements around land purchases? Investing in these will get us there?
Absolutely not. I think you should run away from those. I don't see any gains in these kind of schemes or what you're talking about. Most of these schemes will not get you there.
Why would you say that?
I think when you're purchasing price itself wrong, I mean, if you buy a land at say 3x the price of the normal rate which is ongoing, you're certainly heading the wrong way. It will at least take you 10 years to even get it decently the break even of what you bought at. So certainly you cannot make money in that kind of situation and the kind of gains you're expecting.
How does one invest in land to make that big money?
See, land is a tricky proposition. Few filters you need to keep in mind whenever you want to invest in land. One, you have to be of that area. You have to be a known person in that area, and you should also be visiting that area. If these answers do not ring a bell for you, you should stay away from land. Okay, if the answer is yes for all the three questions above, then to get into land, you at least in the context of Pune, Mumbai, you at least need a capital of say 8 to 10 crores for a decent size of investment in land. For a layman, as you said, if you have lesser money than that, I would say, you get a corpus of say 1 crore or 2 crores, get a few friends together, all of you together invest in this kind of land. What happens with that kind of scale is then suddenly you can afford a good lawyer, you can afford to do legal due diligence, good title checks, and then you can also supervise the property you buy. So there are n number of examples in Mumbai who've made a fortune by investing in this way. I think that is certainly one way of getting there.
Which is the most luxurious property you have ever marketed?
Most luxurious property, I think it would be at Grosvenor Square in London. We were marketing a property which was about 9 lakh rupee per square feet. So typically a 2-bedroom costing about 85-90 crores.
Whoa. All right. What are some of the most unconventional requests you got from a client?
What kind of unconventional?
Something out of the world, something that you were not expecting at all, or something otherworldly.
I think one of them was somebody wanted to buy a penthouse apartment and he wanted a helipad access. Although helipads are not allowed at the moment, right, he wanted to have a helipad access to his penthouse. So that was one. Another one was he wanted to own a big private forest, which was like a 100-acre property in itself. And he bought a adjoining 50-acre land parcel, and which was like on a hill. So he made that as his house and that as his garden area. That was also quite unconventional.
1 acre land of only forest, which is his personal garden.
100 acres.
100 acres.
Yeah.
Crazy. People have a very different perspective on what is super luxury property. How do you define that?
I think luxury is a very overused word in real estate right now. I would refrain from using that word. So, but to get the context right, when you say super luxury, it depends on one, location, and second is the product attributes of the product itself. Now, coming to the first point, you should look at what kind of location it is. For example, a Antamount Road. You are right off the main Bedder Road. The kind of buildings which surround your building. You stay in, say, one Altamont. You're a neighbor to Antilla. You're a neighbor to the corner. So this kind of neighborhood gets you the price. Also, what is the kind of road width you have in front of your house? what are the adjoining developments. These all factors do play a big role in location. Also, when you talk about location, a collective gentry is important. What kind of people stay in your location? Good examples of this could be Bridge Candy, could be Nepean Sea Road, could be Malabar Hill. So that speaks about the location aspect of it. Now, when you talk about product specific features, I would look at the product in depth. What are the floor ceiling heights? What are the size of the windows? How much ventilation is in the house? These factors actually make or break a house in terms of design. Then you can look at whether it's finished, unfinished, what kind of finishing. Most of the apartments now come bare shell, so you will have to do it up yourself. Balconies are a big deal now. How many balconies does the apartment have? Does the master bed have a balcony? How big are the balconies? Whether you can host a small party in the balcony. So these kind of things make a difference product wise for a super luxury property. And typically super luxury properties also have a lot of car parks. So you see trends like one floor, one apartment, one floor of car park only for you. So these kind of trends actually work in this kind of segment, and this is why they call them super luxury, so-called super luxury.
When you say floor to ceiling height, what is that ideal height that would qualify it as a super luxury property?
See, typically you can get a maximum height of say 11 to 14 feet now.